Hello, welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. This is a special Thursday afternoon edition of the stream. I've got a show this evening at 8 p.m., so I can't do the normal hours for the stream, but I want to do something. So I'm here in a rehearsal space in Manhattan, and I'm going to do an hour and 20 minutes or so of a stream for y'all. So I can give you something on Thursday, and then Saturday we'll be back at our normal time of 9 p.m. Eastern. I want to thank everybody that's here in the chat, that's watching the stream. I know this is, for some people, this is kind of awesome if you're in Europe or the United Kingdom. This is pretty rad, but for a lot of you, this is your afternoon, and you're just going to have it on, and that's cool. Chat, if you're in the chat, say hi. Feel free, if you're a subscriber, throw that bear cave symbol up. It is still September. It's now Subtober until TwitchCon. New subscriptions are half off, or use your Twitch token if you have Twitch Prime. I'm going to take a sip of water. Thomas, you're a Black Box Cards Against Humanity employee. Hello. I will be seeing some of your coworkers this very evening. I look forward to seeing Tom and Trin and Alex. And then I don't know if I'll see anybody else, but I know I'll see those three. And you're working on the new giant Lego Millennium Falcon. Oh, that's awesome. That's a cool build. I got to do another Lego build. It's been a while. I've only done one. So I don't think my next build will be Lego, but coming down the pike, there will be. All right, so let's go to the live feed. Great. So we're working on, I'm just going to call this the G5. It's the G05, the RX785 from the Side Story original series. It's a cool build. The box makes it look more gold than it is. There is some gold accents like any Gundam. This one was built for space travel. So we've got a little cockpit here, and we've barely worked on this. We've mostly just started it last Saturday when we finished our Wing Gundam Zero, and now we're doing a little building. So we'll put some stuff aside, and we'll kind of get into it. Afternoon streams are where we started. This is the 19th stream of this series, and we started doing afternoons weekly for a couple weeks, and then I decided I'd try doing it at home in the afternoon, and then I said, all right, well, what about trying to do it at home in the evening? And then we have the schedule that we currently all enjoy. Although some of you, I know my evenings are not your evenings, so I understand why for some of you that's not great. And you just watch the YouTube archive. YouTube.com/PatBear is the archive for all my videos. So yeah, if you've only watched the last couple, you may notice that this looks different. And that would make sense because it is different. All right, so let's see here. That goes in there, that goes in there. This goes on here. So you can see the little cockpit in there. That's fun. Hang it in there. Yeah, great. So yeah, if you've only watched the last couple, this will undoubtedly look very different, this setup. Not only where positioning of my cameras, but there's not a black curtain behind me because I didn't feel like bringing a curtain for a mobile stream. But it is very nice that my current gear allows me to be very able to travel, that it's completely mobile is very helpful. All right, so we're putting some accent pieces on. I'm going to be careful not to lose them because they are small, and I don't want to lose any pieces here. It's not like at home where if I lose a piece, I'll be able to find it again. I could just look later. In this case, there'll be other people and vacuums and all kinds of stuff. So you got to be careful. So I know that Thomas, you are doing some building along. If anyone else is building along, please let me know. I always like hearing from you. Let me know if you're doing any kind of model kits, if you're doing painting figures, if you're assembling anything. Let me know. I love hearing that. I put this in wrong, so I'm going to try to take it out. I did good. Great. Yeah, if you're doing any assembly at home, working on anything, always let me know. If you're a subscriber, throw a Bear Cave emote in the chat. Let me know that you're there. And of course, as I said, if you have a Twitch token because you use Amazon Prime and now you have Twitch Prime, so you don't. Hey, if you have Amazon Prime, you should be using Twitch Prime. Sign up, even if you don't give me the token. It means you don't have ads anymore. But ads still like help out the people that would show them. So it's still helpful. It's a benefit to use instead of using ad blocker. If you already pay for Amazon Prime, just get Twitch Prime and then turn ad blocker off on any Twitch stream you watch. You'll help all the streamers, not just me, but also continue to help me. Yeah, all right. So we're gonna keep building here. Yeah, any cheers? Oops, we just got Thomas. You just subscribed with your Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Welcome. You are now subscriber number 23. And remember, when we hit 30, I will do a lottery for all of the let's see. What's up? We're up to the Ecto 1 Lego kit, the only Lego kit we've done on stream. I'll be giving that out to a subscriber. When we hit 30, I'll be running a lottery for that drawing. All right, so that piece doesn't seem to want to go in right, so we're gonna try to figure out why. Hello, Johnny Warps. Twitch Prime, Twitch ads. Oh wow, they used to crash your browser. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, hey, look, I'm 37. I've been around the block on this old internet. I understand ad blockers and their usefulness. I totally get it why some people need it or want it or say, hey, I don't want to see ads. They're intrusive. They're bad. I understand all that. But especially for small creators, like one of the things I love about having YouTube Red is that any YouTube video I watch, I don't see ads anymore, but the creators still get credit as if I was watching the ad. And that makes me feel like I'm helping somewhat, even though I'm like not able to watch the ads for them, they still benefit. So I don't know why this piece doesn't want to fit in. It looks like it should really easily. And there doesn't seem to be a trick to it. It just doesn't want to. So I'm going to shave it down a little bit, see if we can get that going. But yeah, so that we're at 23 subscribers. When we hit when we hit 30, I'll do another raffle and then another raffle at 50. It's a way to get as a cool bonus for y'all as a thank you, and then also it allows me to not have a bunch of bullshit in my apartment. I'm keeping the desk site. That's I've been saying that. That was the second build we did. I'm keeping that desk site. That is not going to anybody. Great. All right. So I got that piece in. That's snapped in. That's helpful. All right. We're going to keep going. So eagle-eyed viewers will realize this is the first time we worked on anything from the main Gundam series. And this is probably the least known, other than obviously the G Gundam series stuff. Gundam Wing is obviously more well known and more popular. And I mostly chose this based on its design. I just thought it looked very cool. 43. I think it looks super cool. Oh, thank you so much, Roland Bryan. Oh, let's start. Hello, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Cheers are awesome. They go a long way to help me hit that threshold. I'm a Twitch affiliate, not a full partner, which is fine. It's awesome that I'm an affiliate, but it doesn't mean I have to hit a certain threshold of revenue earned before I get a payout, which is like totally reasonable and totally fair. But it does mean that I'm like hanging out and waiting for that to happen, which is like, yeah, we're getting there. We're close. So yeah, cheers. If you can do cheers, that's great. You may have noticed some noise happening in the background. Hopefully I've been able to take that out a little bit with the headset. But there seems to be some construction happening out there, which I was unaware of. But it should hopefully not interfere too much. I talked about the age of this kit. I should say that there is a PlayStation 2 video game ad on the side of this box. So that should tell you when this kit came out, which I just think is really funny. All right, so V25. Is this one? Great. So yeah, this assembly is pretty straightforward right now. We're not doing anything tricky. We're just building our chest here and putting some pieces together and getting some pieces together there. They're all pretty straightforward, pretty easy. So there's nothing like too detailed to do with that. Just kind of assembling and then assembling. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, there's some construction with Baer happening. So let's see. Try to get this piece to sit in this piece. No. Always fun when it's like the first time doing a kit like this. Like I know the ins and outs, but it's just the like finer points that sometimes don't want to line up just right. And there's like a trick to it occasionally with these pieces that are embedded in other pieces, and you just have to figure out what that little step is, and then it suddenly works perfectly. Great. All right, so that fit that. And we'll do the other one here. Thomas, you're saying beside baseball, do you ever take like pitches for 404ing it? So occasionally people do send me either messages through Tumblr. 404ingit.com is the 404ing it Tumblr. Sometimes people send me messages there. Sometimes people send me tweets. I do look at some of them. I don't take them all the time. Occasionally people will just be like, "Hey, did you know this is a thing?" And I didn't know that was a thing. And so occasionally I'll learn about something via Twitter or something and investigate. That is the closest to submissions that I take, because occasionally people do reach out and let me know about a thing. And sometimes it's a thing I had no idea about, and sometimes it's a thing that I've been like, oh, yeah, you're right. I haven't talked about capybaras before in the stream. I'm going to be talking about those in one of the next two 404 ingots. I'm doing 2 in November. So yeah, that's pretty much the extent of my submission taking. Is that sometimes people just like reach out and see if I've talked about a topic. I don't take submissions of like an application of like people being like, I want to be on the show. I generally reach out to my friends or colleagues or friends of friends that way. Great. These take a little pressure to snap in, which I don't like. I don't like the things where I have to really like have to put pressure on it. It worked out fine, but I'm always a little nervous about that. All right, and then A and B. A31. All right, so we're slowly building here. I'm going to scroll up in the chat a little bit. Subscribe to Google Music since YouTube Red comes bundled with it. Red's available in Sweden today. Oh, that's a bummer, Johnny. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I got YouTube Red because I subscribed to Google Music, because Spotify had been fine, but Google Music and YouTube Red just seemed like a better deal. I'm bummed. I hope they get YouTube Red in Sweden soon, because it is it's a very nice feature. Yeah, it's like, everything costs money, everything's expensive, but especially, now with YouTube changing its monetization and seeming to be much harsher and harder to get it, like people who do things that are like that have should seemingly no knocks against them suddenly can't monetize their videos. It's even more important that if you can support the streamers that you like, if you're able to, then please do. Even is this doing? This might be the wrong piece. I'm going to investigate. Yes, I grabbed the wrong piece. That makes total sense. I was like, this piece doesn't seem right at all, and it wasn't. No, so this kit, I'll show you the box. This is the RX7805, which is it's like a side story from the original series. It's an older kit. Look at there. Yeah. So this is the original series. I just thought the machine gun looked so cool. I love the coloring, red and gold, with mostly different styles of gray and off-white. I just thought it was a cool looking kit. I saw it online and I was like, oh, I've never built anything from the original series other than like a Zaku years ago. So I thought I would give it a try. B24. This is right. This is what I wanted. So yeah, I pulled the wrong piece. I'm going to put that aside, and then when I go to find it later, I'll remember. I grabbed C24 instead of B24 because I'm not really sure about all the different sheets yet. As we go, I'll get better at knowing which sheet is which. It'll move much faster, like any kit. Yeah, I think it's a cool looking kit. I've never built it before or anything from this series. Um, but I thought the coloring was really neat, and I think the machine gun looks cool. I've been told by some people that the assembly of the machine gun clip or the magazine um, is really a pain in the ass. So I don't look forward to that. But so far, everything else of this is pretty cool. All right, so we've finished our chest here. We're going to move on to our head. We're building the head now, which is cool. So we'll put this aside and start building the head. So we're using mostly A and B, it looks like, for this. So I'll grab some of those, which just makes sense. Yep, Johnny Warped. I totally agree with you. I love a good. I love a big robot with a big weapon. I'm definitely drawn to those. Also, like I don't think I've built a Gundam yet that had a shield in this series, so that appealed to me as well. So we're working on the head. So I'm going to try to be very careful because these are pieces that are small and occasionally delicate as we build the face. So I'm going to attempt to be very light with my snips on my snipper clips, and I'll attempt to assemble this as easily as I can. Oh, there's a good little a number of you watching live. I didn't know how many we were going to have because I haven't done an afternoon stream in a while. So welcome and thank you. I don't think I'm going to keep doing afternoon streams. I think this will be a once in a while when I really want to have a stream, but I have stuff going on that night. So I don't think this is going to be a regular occurrence. But I definitely wanted to do something. So I'm glad I was able to get a little bit of time with you today. I'm getting a phone call that Hiya is letting me know is most likely a scam. So I will not answer it. If you are an iOS user, you got an iPhone, I recommend Hiya, Hiya. Especially if you get a lot of spam calls or a lot of calls from area codes that are definitely not that are being spoofed. It is a good service for that. I recommend it. There's probably some other products out there. You might have one that you prefer. That's just the one that I know works for me right now. All right, so we're working on the face right now. We've got it, our pieces assembled. That went together pretty quickly. B. The nice thing about working in this office space right here is, like, obviously I had to travel with a bunch of gear and set up, and that's not necessarily great. But I do like working with a large desk. This is more room than I have at home. I have to get eventually. One of the goals is to use some of the money that I've made as with subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing. One of the things that I'm looking to do is to purchase a bigger table so I can have a little more workspace at home. I think that would benefit the stream. So that's the next purchase, other than kits, obviously. The next kit we're going to build is we're going to do the X-Wing that was sent to me by an anonymous person on using our the wish list for Build with Baer workshop, which I'll put a link to in just a moment in the chat, and will be in the YouTube description as well later. I have a wish list. It's all Gundams and a couple like kind of goofy small kits for what do you call it? Pokemon that I thought would be fun to build, but I'm not like, I haven't built yet. It's just like a fun thing that another way to people somewhere if you had like Amazon gift cards and you were like, oh, I could send Pat something, you'd be able to do that. No pressure, obviously, like everything else that I built. Yeah, Gundams are pricey. I mean, I'm using Amazon. I live in the U.S., so I try to do Amazon deals where I can. I keep an eye on prices. I'm trying to use Amazon Prime where I can and save some money on shipping. Um, and then there is a store here in New York. There's up. It does have obviously it can be expensive, but they have a selection that's pretty cool, and they stock stuff. So if I was like, I really want to build the Epion tomorrow, I could go today and buy it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna put some links here in the chat. This is my Amazon wish list. Obviously, again, no pressure. But if you're ever like, oh, I have some Amazon gift cards, I'll send Pat something. You could do that. And then I have a show tonight at 8 p.m. in New York. If you're a New Yorker, or you can tell your friends, Cards Against Humanity at UCB. Hey, Zorbs, how's it going? So this is my show I'm doing tonight with the Cards folks. Very excited about that. Abby Holland, you might know from Strip Search, the Penny Arcade reality show about artists. She is co-hosting as a surprise guest co-host. Not surprised, but I didn't know about it until this week. And then tomorrow night at midnight, if you're a New Yorker, come to the UCB Theater tomorrow at midnight for my show, the Improvised Postmortem. Great collection of people. It's going to be very fun, a really cool show. And a former, from years and years ago, Whiskey Media employee is going to be an audience member. Joey Finelli is coming to see the show, and I think that's rad. I haven't seen Joey in like 2 years, so I'm excited about that. So those are my links. The Amazon wish list. If you haven't followed yet, follow. That would be great. If you can subscribe, that would be rad. Of course, again, no pressure on any of that. Underneath here on Twitch, if you hit info, there's my YouTube and my Twitter, and of course my Ko-fi, and all the money I get from that goes to buying kits. And we'll talk about that anymore. But yeah, we're at 23 subscribers. When we hit 30, I'll do another raffle. Not raffle, like lottery drawing. Right now, we're just focusing on this build. So the lore of this Gundam was that 4 and 5 were modified for space travel, which is why they have like booster packs, and they did some stuff to them. So they look a little different than the other Gundams from this series. Which makes total sense. All right, so we got this, and we got this. What we got here? So Crates, thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. That's awesome. We're at 24 subscribers, which is the most I've ever had. We had a little dip because I've been doing it I've been an affiliate for a month, so some people's Twitch Primes expired. So it's awesome. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. And then, of course, if you're in that, you're now part of the Baer Cave. So you have the custom emote of the Baer Code, which is just a little extra stupid thing. Yeah, and obviously hard to certain countries. Obviously, it's hard to find Gundams and to find model kits. You're dealing with high import taxes. You're hoping that some people might do import chops and might have stuff that you're looking for. All right, we got tiny gold pieces here in the face. I'm going to try to be very careful with these tiny gold pieces. 3. All right. So what I'm most likely going to do, I'm going to try to do is use my snipper clips to kind of guide the piece in and then kind of snap it in. Oops, nope, that didn't work. Because these are tiny and I have big paws, so it sometimes makes putting some of these smaller pieces here a little harder. That one went in, great. My hope is that they will never fall out, because sometimes small pieces like this have a tendency to pop out. So that's up. You should also, if you're interested in picking up Gundams, Gundam Planet is a great resource for differences between different kits and some tutorials and some information. I highly recommend that site. I've been using them here and there. All right, great. So we're done with our head. There's some stomping going on somewhere. Hopefully that's not interfering with your audio. All right. And now we're going to start working on the legs and arms. So we finished our head. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward as far as Gundams go. Nothing too amazing about it. Lets you know that it's a main series, that it's a Gundam. We'll put that aside. All right, so we're going to work on arms and legs. Now, the thing with this is going to be the only time in this kit where I will use screws. If you watched the G Gundam series, you know that there were a lot of screws in that. This one, just two screws. Very happy. All right, so apparently we've got some Lego and Gundam trading happening, possibly here in the chat. That's a first. Very excited about that. My obviously hope for this is not only to have shows that people enjoy watching, but if I could build a community of people that are builders or people who are interested in building, that would fucking be awesome. So, like I said, we got two screws. We're going to do one in a moment. We'll do one later. We're going to start kicking off building the arms and legs. So these are a lot of like small pieces that become bigger pieces. So we'll start with that. We got a lot of F pieces here, which is fine. So a question in the chat, do I do any mini painting? So the answer is I don't do any painting at all. I do some sticker application. I won't do that on stream. That's always going to be off stream because it's can be a nightmare. I'm not a painter. It's not just never something that I've been into. I know some people use obviously markers, and that's been a way for some people who like to do painting but don't have the time to do that. But yeah, it's just never been something. I don't know if I have the patience. I don't know if I have the fine tuning required for it. But yeah, I've never done any serious painting. It's just not my style. Obviously, I'm not talking, mess about anybody who does. That rules. If that's your thing, like I know there are people that watch the stream that do painting of figures, and they do that's their thing. They do miniatures, but yeah, it's just never been something I've been into. All right, so we're doing this here, and then we'll do that there. I've always thought about it. I just know that it's not really my scene. Okay, so we're gonna screw in. Basically, we're screwing in to make sure these pieces stay locked together. I hate this. It'll be fine. If you didn't watch the either of the Shining or the Master G Gundam builds that we did, they involved a lot of screws, and they involved different kinds of screws. This, luckily, is just one. So what I do is I have an old screwdriver that's kind of big, but it's been worn down from use, and that I have found is easier to keep your screw ready to go, as opposed to using a tiny screwdriver, like a screwdriver to fix glasses or something like that. I found a worn big screwdriver is more beneficial for stuff like this kind of project. So we're going to put this in. Basically, we're going to screw it in, and then we're going to put a piece over it that kind of hides the screw. So just kind of locking it in place. It means it won't come apart. They must have found in building that it needed more reinforcement than plastic. Snapping into plastic wasn't enough. And then in another revision, add the screw. That's all I can assume. But there's only 2 screws in this, so it'll be way easier than our previous builds. Yeah, Zorbs, I totally agree with you. A little bit of marker goes a long way in design. So uh, no shade or anything like that on people that do it. Sometimes it, yeah, really does make it look, really change the dynamic, which I think is awesome. I'm just not. It's just not my thing. 46, great. I should probably do a little marker. It'd be kind of cool to do a kit to like get even a HG, like a high grade kit or something, and then do some de-stressing. I've been watching some tutorials on that. I have a little bit of knowledge on that, but it'd be kind of cool to try to apply that to weather a Gundam, make it look more battle torn, that kind of thing. That might be a fun project to do someday. All right, so we did the one screw we had to do, which is great. And that piece we can set aside. Work on some F pieces, some C pieces, and a B piece. Okay. I'll kind of zoom in a little bit on this. I'm going to put this aside because this screw we might not get to today, so I'm going to put it aside. So this is all, like I'll say this is all step 3. All these steps are step 3, but it does go like step 3, 1, 3, 2 through 3. So it is easier to follow along than it might look like. Going to really quickly go into Twitter, and I got a couple likes, which is great, and I'm going to retweet this. So yeah, so no stream tonight. I normally stream Thursday nights from 8 p.m. Eastern till 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I won't be doing that tonight. That's why I'm doing the afternoon stream. So thank you very much for coming and hanging out with me here this afternoon. Like I said, I wasn't sure if anyone was going to turn up because this is not my normal stream time. And not something I would do, regularly. But a bonus stream in the afternoon now and again, I wouldn't be opposed to. I've been itching to do another game stream because I had a lot of fun doing Hearthstone. I might do another bonus Hearthstone at some point soon because that was fun. I'm going to cough, so I'm going to try to do that off mic. Pardon me. Great. All right, great. So we got that. All right. We're doing some assembly. Again, I'm using my paper as a place to keep my pieces so they don't slide off. This carpeting is gray. So there's a lot of the pieces that I'm building here that would blend right in, and that would be awful. All right, so then we need B5, which is over here. Great. Occasionally when it's an identical piece, they give it the same number. So B5, there's 2 B5s because you're going to use B5 on both. But other times they give it, they'd be like 23 and 24. And they're identical, and they're not like left or right. That's always been a little confusing to me. Because sometimes it's very clear, like, oh, 6 and 7 look different, so you would use different pieces. But not all the time. And that's always been a little weird, I think. All right, so let's get into it. C7 and C9. Building our arms. Getting it together. So Johnny Warps, my suggestion is to start with, you want to start with a high grade kit. this is a master grade kit. I would not recommend starting with that. I think high grade is the way to go. I think anything from Bandai Namco is probably gonna do you right because they've been revising it so long. You might want to start with like a body. Like there's Dragon Ball Z like bust kits, and they're very simple, and you just follow the steps. Um, I mean, I had done kits with glue when I was a kid, and then stopped, and then I just bought a Gundam one day because I was getting into Gundam, and then fucked up. I fucked up a bunch of stuff on that first kit as I learned, but it was a good learning process. So that's kind of my recommendation: is to start in the high grade. I think high grade is a great starting place. Some people might have other suggestions, but that's kind of where I fall is with high grade. All right. So we're looking at the different pieces here, and I don't want to fuck this up, so I'm trying to be careful with how I do this here. Okay, that goes like that. Once again, obviously, I take my time a little bit with these, and then when we do the other side, they just kind of happen because I've already done it. All right, and then it just goes on here. Danny Hibiki, she makes a great point. Also, hi Danny, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. So yeah, so the instructions I've got for this kit, this is in Japanese. I'm going by numbers. Obviously it says B1, and so the Roman numerals, the Roman that's very easy to see what I need from that. But the kit I done for Star Wars, the X-wing kits, I did that. Those were in English. Obviously, Lego kits are going to be translated for the country. Not obviously, but they are translated. A lot of Lego kits are translated. Which is very beneficial for folks. There's not a lot of words in those though. Most kits aren't going to have a lot of language in them. They're mostly going to be diagrams and arrows and numbers and letters. But yeah, if you find a kit in a comic book store, you're most likely going to find something in English. That's a great point. Thank you very much for that. For that thought, Danny. Been busy moving. Just got some Gundam Planet nippers so I can finally build again. Great. Yes. So a high grade kit, you could use scissors. You could use like kitchen scissors. I've got these snipper clips. I bought them on Amazon. You can find them at a hardware store. They are very beneficial in my opinion as far as B1. As far as their use. Yeah, so like I used to buy sandpaper, but now I bought a simple little box of these sanding sticks, and they're different grades. This is the grade I kind of like, this coarse one, because I'm just filing down my snips. But yeah, I mean, like you could use wire cutters. Try not to use a lot of pressure on them. The reason why I like these snippers is because there's a lot of give, so I'm not like tiny. So the amount of I have to put some pressure on it to make the snap, which I think is better than not using much pressure and suddenly you just cut through your piece, which has happened to me. I think using scissors back in the day, that would do it. You could also just do the kind of slow method. If it's only two, you can rock the piece out. But then you have to clip it later. B34. And I'm self-taught when it comes to all of this stuff. I can't remember who recommended, but like somebody I know was just like, you should get sandpaper sticks. And I was like, I didn't know those existed. And then suddenly, my game felt stepped up. All right, so this goes like this. And sometimes these are the steps that you wish had some English language, because you're just kind of like, I think this is right. That looks right. Great. So put that aside. There's a lot of like, you do all these things and then that fits into that. And like, there's not much for me to describe what I'm doing other than I'm snipping some pieces and assembling. Yeah, they're not hard to read. Occasionally there's some steps that look a little tricky. You'll see like a circle with a line through it and you're like, what are you warning me about? Also, like, I would say worry about assembly, and then you can worry about like if you want to paint, if you want to do all that stuff. Maybe you're not a painter like me. There's plenty of people out there that love it, and then there are also people out there that are like, I just like building and then putting on a shelf, which is why like I think Lego is awesome, because Lego is just like, great, I built an Echo One, now I have an Echo One. But Lego is expensive though. Um, Especially if you're working on like um, movie stuff or something like that. Like that Ecto One as a pricey kit for a very quick build. 821. Yeah, there's like I said, this is Japanese instructions here, but you can certainly follow along. And then if I got stuck, I guess I would just Google it because somebody's built this somewhere. I think I found a like a blog spot with a review of this kit when I was looking for photos for it, which I thought was pretty funny. All right, so then I need. All right, I'm getting most of this assembled. I need B16. Can see what that looks like. So I got that. It's good. These are both 16. They're identical. It's great. And I'm trying to remember what Gundam has butterfly wings, Johnny. Gundam Planet's just also cool to like get lost in. It's just a cool site. The store I go to here in New York is Image Anime. Shout outs to them. That's where I've bought a few kits. I've mostly bought kits from them when I really needed a kit, like right away. They're very helpful with that. They're pricey, you're gonna spend more than you would if you bought it on Amazon, but it's still nice to have sometimes just to get a kit when you want a kit. And back in the day, I used them a lot more when I was building stuff. Pardon me here. This is a little just not tricky, but just trying to make sure I'm getting this right. Great. All right. So now we can assemble the things we've been assembling. Whoops. This is pretty intricate, I'll say. Even for a master kit, this is a pretty sweet build. I'm into it. Trying to make sure that I do this right. I don't want to mess this up because I had messed that piece up. I put it in the wrong way. And I often use my snipper clips as like a poker or a prodder, or as pliers on occasion, depending. All right, so that goes like that. That's kind of cool. I'm liking this kit so far. This is pretty sweet. It goes like that. I'm getting quiet, so I apologize. Sometimes I get quiet. Anyone here have any of the Evangelion Gundam? No, I don't think I knew that existed. That sounds weird, but probably cool. All right, so how does this go? This is a shoulder piece, so I'm just trying to snap that in, I guess like that. Okay, great. So I guess these open up. Yes, this makes sense. This all kind of makes sense now. Great. So now we've got some shoulder piece done. Put that aside for a little bit. Yeah, so this is basically our shoulder. And now we're going to work on more of the arm. Oh, it's the wings for the Turn A Gundam. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Evangelion I was never super into. Also, hello. We've got quite a few people here in the chat. Hello. Welcome. I I'm now wondering if I should be doing more afternoon streams because some of y'all are here. Um, I like working at night, but I might start doing an afternoon stream if there is a demand for it. Because there's plenty here. The nice thing about doing evening streams is I can do it from my apartment. I probably could do an afternoon stream from my apartment as well, but I might consider doing afternoon streams more if y'all are, if that works better for you, because there's a bunch of you hanging out right now, and I appreciate that. So yeah, so we're gonna go till about 3:15 or so. I have this room till 3:30, and then I have to pack up, which is reasonable and fine. We're making some headway here. Obviously, finishing the chest and doing the head, we got that headway going. But this is going to take a little time because I haven't done this particular build before. So I'm taking my sweet time with it. F29. And then when I do the other arm, it'll move way quicker because I'll have experience. Right, so let's see here. This might be the wrong, I might have pulled the wrong piece out, which would not be the first time that I did that. No, that's K, that's what I want. Okay, so it goes like that. Ah, I got it, okay. Occasionally, you gotta look at the fine photos. Sometimes they give information within these instructions, and if you miss it, you might miss a step, or you might completely screw up a step. All right, so we got that, and then we accent it with armor, or D, and then D, letter D. F. As I said, I still am kind of like learning what all these colors are, because it's obviously in black and white. If it was in color, it might be a little easier. Although, as those of you might remember, um, it was not easier to see things by color on the Lego kit because the pages were black, and which was a terrible idea. So the colors didn't really pop. D35. Oh, talking about Godzilla in the chat? Hell yeah! Let's talk about some Godzilla. I had action figures of those when I was a kid. Watched a lot of those movies because my dad liked them and I liked them, and so that was a thing that we could watch together. So I definitely watched quite a few monster movies as a kid, but lots of Godzilla. Oh, it's Thursday. You know, it's so weird because we just had a transition of anime. We've got some new series starting, and we got some old ones. I've been busy, so I've only watched one show. So Pat Bear's Anime Corner will be a little light today. I've only watched of the new stuff that just came out this week. The only thing that I watched is the first episode of Food Wars Season 3. So I want to make sure I check that out because I really like Food Wars. The only thing I have to report is it's Food Wars. It was a really plot heavy, which makes sense because the new episode. So they're setting up basically what at least the first part of this arc, maybe the whole arc, is going to be, which is the Moon Festival, if I remember correctly. That's the name. And it's just, people challenging people, introduction of a bunch of new characters. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing amazing. I'm still in. I'm still invested. I like Food Wars a lot, so I'll be checking that out in the future. But yeah, there was nothing like incredible, like, oh, I can't believe this happened kind of a thing. It was just mostly like, yeah, that's that anime. We're setting up for a new season. All right, J. Here we go. And there's a couple series. Uraha, I think is the name of it. There was something kind of like weird looking magical girl stuff, but then it like got it's really weird, is what I've heard. I don't know. The opening song seemed good, and so I'm gonna investigate that probably. Um, and then I don't know. There's a comedy show. I don't remember the name, so I apologize. I think it's something about like cocktails are good. It's something like cocktails are good. That's not the name of it, but that's like the subject. And it's like a bossy businesswoman has a couple drinks when she's home, and she's a totally different person with her husband. And I think it's like a comedy series that seemed the description seemed cute. Um, and then there's another something like Black Clover is like a world of magic and two people destined to be rivals, and uh, one of them like has the ability to like negate magic or something like that. That seemed okay, but also might be heavy and not fun. So I don't know. I haven't really invested enough time into that to see. I haven't seen it. I just know the name of it, and that looks kind of cool. 2 So yeah, I don't know. Right now, I'm kind of like um, just waiting for these seasons to kick off, these series to kick off. I'm waiting for like people that I know that watch everything that comes out to kind of start weighing in on what they like. Um, it's a good time to catch up. I finished uh, Knights and Magic. That's with a K and Knights, and that was good. I liked it. You know, nothing groundbreaking, nothing that I'm like, oh, y'all gotta watch it. This is the coolest show. But it was pretty good. Um, yeah, I'm mostly just like, you know, I'm very excited for another season of Food Wars, even if it didn't really blow me. If this episode didn't blow me away, I'm still like into it. Um, I'll give it obviously plenty of chances, and then the hope is that there'll be something I don't know about, something surprising. Made in Abyss. Okay. Yes, you mentioned that before, Danny. I'm literally gonna cut and paste out of the chat and put it in my Google Notes for the streams to check that out. Made in Abyss. Great. I will check that out because you seem to really like it. And that's good enough for me. All right. So yes. Oh wow, Robert. You just sent me this, and I'm gonna retweet it. I'm retweeting. Yeah, if you're working on anything ever, even when I'm not streaming, if you're working on something during streams, uh, or in just in general, if you're working on kits, if you're working on Lego, like send that to me. I'll always retweet it. I love seeing what y'all are working on. That rules. So thanks for sending that to me, and good luck with it. Uh, Proto Man figure kit. That does sound neat. Okay, so I don't know how this works. So I'm just like right now looking to assemble this and do it right. Okay, so that goes there. Once again, these are the growing pain steps where I'm like trying to figure out how these all assemble. Okay, so that assembles like that. Great. Because I don't want to screw this up. And then that goes like that. Goes that. And then this goes. Oops. Oh, I got quiet again. I apologize. Occasionally that happens when I'm working on a kit that I'm new to. Uh, I mean, our Gundam Wing kit came together, so our Wing Gundam came together so fast. One, because I had just done the Death Sight not too long ago, and that style of kit, like, I just know so well, which I don't necessarily have the affinity for this style kit. But if I worked on if I worked on G4 or G1 through 3, like of the original series, I'm sure those would snap together for me pretty quickly because of all working on this one. Yeah, yeah, that kit is astounding. That new Falcon kit is, yeah, it's nonsense. The last Millennium Falcon, a friend of mine ended up buying a coffee table that is like big and circular, so they could put the Falcon like below, like underneath the coffee table as a way to like display it, which I thought was really cool. But like, that's so much. It's just so much work. Um, Eventually, I'm gonna do another Lego kit. Like I said, I've only done one on the stream, and it was a while ago. So I'd like to do another kit. Um, so hopefully in the future, the next one we're gonna do the X-wing. It's just gonna be like pose boosted. It was a gift. It was the first ever something bought off my mailbag from the Amazon store. So, or Amazon wishlist, I should say. So I am gonna build that next, and that'll be a pretty quick build because we've already done it. I'm excited to do that build. But yeah, right now we're just doing some assembly here. Try to get all of these pieces where they should go. And C11. Yep, so a lot of this right now is still like, I don't remember what C looks like. Oh yeah, this is C. Yeah, tiny pieces, got it going on. Great. Yep. We're on tilting flat screen mount. Wow. That makes sense. Yeah, that should theoretically work. Yeah, that kit is just like obviously a lot of money, but amazing, and I totally understand why people would want it. It's just not in the cards for me, as they say. And, all right, so we're gonna start assembling this piece here. It's 3 o'clock, which is great. We'll do another about 15 minutes of stream for you until I have to go do other things. Like I said, I only have this room for so long, so I need to be polite. This piece is very tiny. I am a little worried about it. Okay, I got it off. I'm always a little worried about getting tiny pieces off the table into my hand. So we're going to try to slide that into place. Great. And then this goes like this. Great. Yeah, so the next stream will be Saturday night. As I said, I have a show at 8 p.m. this evening, and I have a show at midnight tomorrow. If you're in New York area, please come. We're gonna keep going, as I said, for another 15 or 20 minutes show. Yeah, if you are interested in follow me on Twitter and following me on YouTube, subscribe if you haven't. New subscriptions are still half off until TwitchCon, which is I think the 18th of October. So you can save money there. You can use your Twitch Prime with that. What we got here? Oh, I got cheered. Oh, thank you so much. Bits or cheers or whatever. Look for Vexomania and your workshop streams. Wookins, thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you for all the cheer. When people give us cheers, subscribers in the chat, we throw up our emote to let them say thank you from the Bear Cave. I don't know if we do that. I just decided we do that now. We might not do that. But I do that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Support like that is huge for me. Thank you so much. Because I'm just starting to figure this stuff out. we're still working on. All right, so let's finish assembling our arm here. Then like this. Oh, that's cool. That goes into this, and pardon me as I try to figure out, just make sure I know how this arm goes. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. Okay. And then that goes like this. All right. I'm saying that goes like this. That's obviously, I apologize. That's the worst descriptor. That goes like this. That's not helpful. But yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to figure this one out because this is new to me. Once I start understanding a kit, these all move real fast. But right now, it's kind of like, I'm not sure. So I'll be at New York Comic Con. I might buy a kit while I'm there. I probably won't. I've got a few waiting in the wings. There's a lot of layers in this arm. It's cool. It's like a machine gun arm. But there's just like a lot of pieces for that one part of the arm. I got distracted. Sorry. Yes, I'll be at New York Comic Con tomorrow and Saturday. Saturday night, normal stream. I've got shows, as I mentioned. Tell people about them if you'd like. Let your New Yorker friends know that my shows are where they should be going to see things. I'm trying to find F. Here's F. Great. So we're going to build a hands. We'll finish our hands, and then that will be the end of our stream. Today we'll be finishing up this hand, which will finish up most of this arm. And then on Saturday we'll do the other one, and then we'll keep working. We'll definitely get through the arm. We'll probably get through a bit of the leg. C E here. Great. We'll definitely get through some of, like I said, some of the leg probably on Saturday. Johnny Warps, you found some of the Evas links there. Yeah, so let's build this hand, and then we will wrap up. YouTube archive, if you came late, if you want to watch the beginning of the stream, the YouTube archive will be up actually really quickly, because one of the benefits of being here in this rehearsal space area that I'm in is that the upstream is really high, so it won't take long at all for me to upload this episode once I'm packed up my stuff. It'll upload really quickly, which is awesome. Because that is one of the problems with my home stream, is that my uploading video to YouTube takes forever at home. But obviously the benefit is that it's out of my home, so I can kind of stream whenever I want. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing another afternoon stream at some point, because there's a bunch of y'all here. That would be pretty cool. If that's something y'all be into, but I feel I do have a few people that watch here, internet, that are not in the United States or Canada, and so I know that it is helpful. Afternoon streams are certainly better than evening streams, and I've been trying to do later at night to help out with the Pacific friends, because I was doing like 8 to 9:30, and then realizing that at like 9, I'd suddenly get a influx of people coming to watch that hadn't been watching earlier. So I've been trying to accommodate all of y'all as best I can, because I want to do the show for people. It's fun to do, but it's like, I'll say this. Thank you all so much for today, because this chat was really lively, and sometimes the chat is a little quiet, which I understand. Some people just use it as a relaxation tool, and so I understand that. But you all had lots to say in the chat, and you were chatting with each other, and that's very cool. So afternoon chat seems to be pretty great. So I might, in the future, do more afternoon streams. Maybe something like monthly. Maybe hello Danny. Thank you for the Bear Cave emote. Yeah, maybe monthly I will do an afternoon stream as a for folks. Because it often can be not too hard for me to do. So it's not that hard for me to set up. So I might do that more of that. And then we will snap this in place. And great, we got our hands. Got one hand. And we finished an arm today. I'm sure there's probably a bit more to do later with these arms. I assume this is for a weapon, that this kind of comes down for weapon stuff. But yeah, that's one of our arms. I'm feeling pretty good about that. And that's going to do it for today's stream. Yeah, Johnny, I'm going to try to do afternoon streams. But like I said, probably once a month I'll do like a Friday afternoon bonus stream or something like that. Because consistency on Thursday and Friday, I'm trying to do as much as I can. My hope is to stay Thursday and Friday nights Eastern time until November when I go to Philadelphia, and I'll do a probably afternoon stream on like Saturday instead of Saturday night. But my goal is to stay in Airbnb so that I have decent enough upstream. Like hotel upstream is not going to cut it, so that I could do some streaming at PAX Unplugged. That's the hope anyway. But thank you all so much for jumping in. Thank you for our new subscribers. We're getting closer and closer to 30 when we do our next raffle. Thank you for following. Thank you for watching. And I will say hi to Trin and Tom and Alex. Thank you for watching, Thomas, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you all for subscribing, and I will see you again on Saturday at our normal time. Thank you.